What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over Destiny of X, and we actually pick up with X-Men issue number 22. Now, when it comes to issue number 22, we are introduced to a new kind of Sentinel that is going to be used as a way to hunt down the mutant race. Of course, this is being done by Orchis, the new organization that Marvel gave us that has been trying to bring down the mutant race ever since the mutant race got their own nation, Krakoa. And so we pick up at the Treehouse, and the Treehouse is the main base for the main X-Men team that's been placed in the middle of New York, because the main goal of the X-Men is to kind of have their base close to humans and mutants, to build bonds with both races, but to also build the bond between both races. Now, with that being said, when it comes to the Treehouse, we do pick up with a character known as Omega Sentinel. Now, her real name is Karima Shapender, and I really hope I pronounced that last name correctly. Now, when it comes to Karima, she was given cybernetic body parts to become an Omega Sentinel. Either way, she is meeting up with Opal Vetiver. Now, Opal Vetiver is actually part of Horde culture. Horde culture's whole goal is to get rid of both mutants and humans, to return the Earth back to its original state, where only plants are alive and no humans at all. The thing is, though, when it comes to Opal, we kind of find out that because of her old age, her mind began to, fall apart around that age. And so, of course, she began to take Krakoan medicine. Now, that was the main purpose of Krakoan medicine, to give humans 5 to 10 extra years to live. And so when it came to Opal, she began to realize that her mind was not working like it used to work. And so she had no choice but to go ahead and take the medicine. Now, when it comes to the rest of the Horde culture, if they find out, they will kick her out of the group fast. And so she's telling Omega Sentinel, okay, I came here because you were going to blackmail me by telling the rest of the group what I have done. And so I came here to meet up with you to give you what you wanted. Information about the gates that lead to Krakoa, because remember, there are different access points or Krakoan gates across the world, and these gates give mutants the ability to travel across the world but also back to Krakoa as well. Now, only mutants can access these gates, not humans. Technically, only a select few humans can actually use these gates. But the thing is, though, it seems like now Orchis and Omega Sentinel here are trying to find a way to hack into that system so that they'll have the ability as well to access those Krakoan gates. We then pick up with Dr. Stasis, MODOK, and also Nimrod, who is currently going around trying to find different people who are currently taking the Krakoan medicine. Now, here's the thing, because we kind of find out these three guys, really all of Orchis, have been messing with the shipments of Krakoan medicine, meaning that the pills that some people are taking are not the original pill that was made on Krakoa. Instead, these are new kind of pills that were made by Orchis, but people still believe that it was made by Krakoa. And the thing is, while you have folks taking these pills, they're also putting in some kind of system in their body that MODOK is able to control, to the point where he is able to make people fight or flight. And remember, in an earlier issue we actually did, MODOK was testing this idea that he put some kind of system in people's brain on a random boat, and when he turned on the system, people would fight or they would flight. And so now we see he took that same idea and put it inside Krakoan medicine as well. And so while people are taking this medicine, he now has the ability to control their mind, to make them fight or to make them flight. And one old man, he gets so scared, he tries to kill himself. Matter of fact, he does, by breaking open his window. And matter of fact, homeboy is high up in this apartment building, and he jumps out the window. And of course, when he hits the ground, it's splash. He is dead. Now, Orchis is not just stopping there, because we kind of find out they're also kind of setting up camps across the world and offering mutants who don't want to be mutants the ability to lose their powers. And so, of course, we do have one particular guy walk up because he no longer wants to be a mutant. Now, this is a case of the ones out there who are mutants, but their body appearance had changed as well. Because most of the mutants, their bodies don't change. They just gain abilities and that is it. But in some cases, some mutants, they gain abilities, but their actual body appearance change as well. For example, Nightcrawler. Either way, when it comes to this guy, when he does go over to a pop-up site and where you have Orchis offering the ability to take away his X gene, well, at first he does agree to go through the process, except once he does get inside, he realized that it's not going to be a very nice and easy process. But we kind of find out this random mutant is actually an undercover agent for the X-Men. And so right when you have Orchis about to, do their whole experiment on him, find a way to actually steal his X gene, you have the X-Men walk in to begin the process of fighting against the members of Orchis who were part of this pop-up site. And so at first, it does look like the X-Men might win. Matter of fact, it's only half the X-Men team. Firestar, Cyclops, and Forge. Either way, once you have our three heroes being able to kind of do some damage at first, they do run into one particular member of Orchis that's really giving them a challenge. Now, at first, I believe, okay, this could be Nimrod, except it's not Nimrod. We kind of find out that Orchis has been working on different kinds of projects to hopefully use against the mutants. We kind of find out right after you have Firestar being able to burn the clothes off this one particular member of Orchis to find out it was actually a new kind of Sentinel. A Sentinel that has its entire body covered in adamantium. Of course, the same kind of metal that's been used on Wolverine's bones. And so now these new kind of Sentinels have the same kind of metal that Wolverine bones have. They are technically almost indestructible. They'll be hard to destroy. Now, luckily for our X-Men, Firestar is there, and she is able to kind of take it down by using her full power. But that's the problem right there, though. Now you got to have these different kind of mutants use their full powers as a way to bring down these new kinds of Sentinels. But that tells the X-Men that now Orchis has gone out of their way to find different dead bodies of Wolverine and use those dead bodies as a way to make new kind of Sentinels. And that's kind of like the downside to the whole idea of the X-Men having the resurrection process. Because remember, thanks to the Five, they are able to bring people back to life by making them a new clone body and then download your mind into your new clone body. But the problem is, though, a lot of times they send a team out there to recover the old body if someone dies out there in the world. But apparently the Forge, when you have Cyclops and Forge meet up later on, you have Forge say, hey, they were only able to build that kind of Sentinel because they found a dead body of Wolverine, which means that there could be a huge possibility there are more dead bodies of Wolverine out there that we did not recover, meaning that every single time he died and they brought him back to life, unfortunately, sometimes those bodies, his old bodies, were not recovered. Now, we also have to think about what we saw in the Wolverine video when it came to Beast, because remember, Beast made an army of clones of Wolverine, which means that there could be those dead clones out there as well who were not recovered by Beast as well, giving Orchis more chances to kind of take those dead bodies and build new kinds of Sentinels out of the bones of Wolverine's old bodies. That right there could be another reason why for the downfall for the X-Men, and that is kind of scary. And so it's Forge saying, we got a huge problem here, my dude. And so this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.